looking for your homies, nigga.
All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to DVDs, Nuts, and Popcorn. Welcome back. Welcome back to DVDs, Nuts, and Popcorn, home of the DVDs, Nuts, and Popcorn podcast, home of DVD and Blu-ray horror movie hunting at Goodwill. And this is all one day in the life of Mr. Tight White. We're going to hit up some Goodwill, some pawn shops, and whatnot. Let's see if we can find some horror movies. I think it is Green Sticker Day here at Goodwill. Yep, you can see it right there. So 50% off on everything that's green sticker. Let's do it. Oh yeah. All right, what is up, everybody? Running these videos back to back. I feel like we were just here in the car showing off Blu-rays and DVDs last week. This is one of the quickest turnarounds on a DVD and Blu-ray horror movie at Goodwill. See, I always mess it up. Every time I try to say the name of it, I mess it up. DVD and Blu-ray horror movie at Goodwill. Horror movie hunting at, I can't even think of the name. The name's so long. And somehow in the intro, I said it like it was, like I was some kind of professional broadcaster. And now I can't say it at all. Go figure. All right, guys, I have a lot to show. Not a lot. This is all the stuff I picked up yesterday. You know how I am. I like to watch a lot of the movies if I haven't seen them. So I've been marathoning movies. I think I watched 4 movies since last night. Or maybe 3. Maybe I'm lying about 1. I watched, well, I'll let you know as we go through which ones I've watched. I watched 1 last night, and I watched 2 movies today, I believe. All right, let's go with one of the cooler pickups, a pawn shop in my area. We'll start off with this movie because I have a thought that I don't want to forget about. So the pawn shop in my area sells the Blu-rays for $2 each, but if you find 3 that you like, they don't trip off a disc, man. One of the Goodwill started tripping off a disc. They would say, well, you have 6 discs in that Blu-ray set, so I got to charge you $6, which is so asinine. So they don't care if it's a set or what. They will give you 3 for $5. So I picked up a nice little set here. One of these, But anyway, 2 movies. Let me see. 4 movies there, so 6 movies and 4 movies here. So 10 movies for less than $5, less than $2 each. So the first movie here is Ouija. Now, I don't have any notes on this. This is actually Ouija and Ouija's Origins of Evil. Now, I know that Ouija got shredded by the critics, guys. So I actually started watching this, but I don't have enough time. I've already watched 2 movies today. It's already 2:30 or something like that as I'm recording this video. But anyway, I remember watching Ouija Origins of Evil, I believe at the movie theater with my daughter. And I remember that was kind of like in the 1960s, possibly 1970s, where the mother is running a scam on people. She's like faking, paranormal stuff. She's doing the tarot cards and the Ouija, just trying to make money off of people and stuff. And then shit gets real all of a sudden. I remember that one being kind of cool. I don't think that I've seen the first movie here, guys. So let me know in the comments below if you've seen it. Now, speaking of Ouija boards, in real life, I actually burned a Ouija board in my fireplace a couple years back because there was a demon haunting me named Noach. And actually a friend of mine named Mark actually got a gray streak in his eyebrow because of that same demon. And funny enough, if you spell Noach backwards, it's Kuon. So yeah, some real crazy stuff was going on a couple years ago, guys. Don't mess with Ouija boards. I'm just going to tell you right now. But anyway, yeah, so a little 2-movie collection of the Ouija. Nothing special in there. I hope that I like the first movie, and I'll go revisit the second one. And but I don't have too much expectations about the first one from what I've read. But hopefully I will enjoy the second movie on rewatch. So less than $2 on that. Hold on one second. All right, sorry about that, guys, but if it's not one thing, it's another. So if I leave my car running with the AC running, then it'll vibrate and make this annoying noise on my phone while recording. And then when I crack the windows, because it's too hot right now, it's like 75 degrees here, it feels like 80 in my car. And you hear the wind whistling because it's a real windy day. And I almost felt like I heard a Kuon's voice in the wind. So yeah, man, real crazy. All right, now next up here. Now I have this on DVD. I have the DVD box set of this, so it's cool to get this on Blu-ray because it's a real bulky set, and I'm just gonna get rid of that now that I have this on Blu-ray. Ridley Scott's Alien is still my favorite of all the franchise, followed by a close second by James Cameron's.
Beatles, Sean and I flew in together to Vegas and
whatever. Go ahead.
Aliens, if I can speak. And I'm going to be honest with you, I will have to let you guys know I have not seen Alien 3 in forever. And I cannot believe when I was looking up the wiki on this, I was seeing that David Fincher directed that. I had no clue David Fincher. Can you imagine the first movie, Ridley Scott, James Cameron, and now David Fincher doing the third movie? Man, that's like 3 great directors. Obviously, Fincher did Seven. He did one of my favorite movies, Zodiac. And he's done a few other movies, Social Network. And he's done a ton of good stuff. Now, let me see. And actually, that was David Fincher's directorial debut as well. Fight Club's another movie that he did. Now, Alien Resurrection, because this is the quadrilogy, guys. All 4 movies are on here. Is definitely my least favorite by far. The CGI in that movie just ruined it for me. Not a big fan of Alien Resurrection. But yeah, to get that for under $2, man, I'm very happy about that. Everything's there. We have Alien Resurrection, Alien 3, Aliens, and then the OG Alien. I'm gonna sip on my coffee here. And the reason why I'm still worried about Noach or Kuon is because I burned the Ouija board, but I never found the, what is it called? The planchard? I think that's what it's called. You know, the deal that has the glass on it you can see through and you circle the letters and stuff. The placard. or something. I never found that, so I don't know where that's at. All right, so next up, the coolest of these 3 pickups here, guys. Mad Max Anthology. Unbelievable price on this, man. I'm not sure what the going rate on this, but I guarantee it's not close to $2. So I'm just going to talk about one of these movies that I watched today, because the other movies, I really feel like I haven't watched those since I was a kid, the other 3 movies. Fury Road is a 2015 release starring Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron. It's directed, written, and co-produced by, what is his name? Why did I not write his name down? That was the whole point of doing this. I'll go ahead and put his name here, guys, somewhere on the screen. But he actually was involved in, well, he directed all 4 movies, which I think is really cool that he did the 2015 movie. I mean, this is his baby, whatever his damn name is. He also co-wrote a bunch of the movies and produced a bunch of the movies. So this is his brainchild, the Mad Max. Obviously, these are post-apocalyptic movies, and really the most famous of all the post-apocalyptic movie franchises, I would say, Mad Max Anthology. But anyway, Fury Road, man, watch that one today. The first hour of the movie is like non-stop, relentless, edge of your seat action. Then there's like a 10 to 15 minute lull, and then the last 45 minutes is non-stop again. I mean, it is insane. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am not a huge Tom Hardy fan. I think his acting is shit in this movie. When he's not saying anything, it's perfectly fine. But his dialogue, it's not just, what his dialogue was in the movie. His dialogue could have been Shakespearean. I just don't like the way he delivers his lines. I'm not a big fan of his. Probably my favorite scene in the movie, speaking of Tom Hardy, he doesn't say anything in this scene, which was a plus. But he's like, Charlene, so he's the head biller in this movie, but I think, what's her name? Charlize Theron should have been. I think she steals the show. She's a real badass in this movie. And he's got like 3 sniper bullets left in his sniper rifle, and he has to take out this light on this vehicle that's way far off in the desert distance. He shoots 2 times and misses and doesn't even say a word, just kind of looks back at Charlie and just hands the sniper rifle, and bam, she hits the shot first try. So kind of a cool scene. There's like, there's like, it's funny, like post-apocalyptic movies, it's like there's so much excess going on. Like, I come from the excess generation. Like back in the 80s, everything was so excess, and like today it is too. But it's weird, like in these post-apocalyptic movies, it's excessive as can be. Like the cars are so excessive. They put different vehicles together, and they're, running on fucking nitrous, and fires shooting out of them. And, there's a guy playing a guitar, an electric guitar. He's like tied up like on puppet strings, and he's hanging from the vehicles as they're driving, playing heavy metal. It's like, there's just so much shit going on. I enjoyed it. Compared to the other movies, it's basically, they say it's a revisit. I would say more of like a reimagination. Mad Max, the character, obviously, is Tom Hardy now. On the other 3 films, it was Mel Gibson. And, yeah, man, really cool. I want to go back and I want to watch all the previous movies. I'm going to be checking those out soon, because like I said, I haven't seen those in a long, long time. But, yeah, man, cool set here. Mad Max, Road Warrior, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, obviously with Tina Turner, and then some bonus disc in there. Now, they have these really cool art cards. I think the origin story of the Mel Gibson's Mad Max character, he was a police officer. So that's him right there as a police officer. And this is from Mad Max and Beyond Thunderdome. I think Tina Turner that's the only movie that she was in. Really cool. And This is probably my favorite art piece of those 4 pieces. Really cool looking, man. Really dope art. All right, so 3 for $5. Not a bad start there. All right, next up here. This is an interesting find right here. Banned in 26 countries, Death, The Final Journey, Volume 5. 40% of the footage in this film has never been seen before on any shockumentary film series to date. This film contains scenes that are shocking, brutal, bizarre, gruesome, and not for the weak of heart. Death, The Final Journeys, Volume 5. There is a time to live and a time to die. Part 5 in our series. See some of the newest, never seen before shockumentary footage available if you liked Faces of Death. So they even mention Faces of Death in here because it's obviously a copy of Faces of Death. You'll love these blood-chilling scenes. Warning, this film contains graphic, explicit scenes. Although not rated, it is not recommended for anyone under 18 or those with weak hearts or stomachs. So ridiculous. So, back when I was, I don't know, man, whenever I started going into rental stores by myself, I don't know, 14, 15 years old, I don't know how old I was. But I remember there would be like a curtain in the back, and it would have like all the pornos in the curtain section that you weren't able to go in if you were under the age of 18, which we'd end up going back there anyway, or me and some friends would go back there. They would have, next to the pornos, they would have Faces of Death. So this is a blatant ripoff of that. And it doesn't even have like any still shots on the back of it. So you know it's going to be terrible. It says, as seen on TV. If it was seen on TV, like, how good can it be? But anyway, that's factory sealed. It's supposed to be rare and out of print. I think I can get like $30 for it. So, I don't know if I'll keep it. I'll probably flip it. Or maybe I'll keep it. I don't know. But if you guys don't know about Faces of Death, they were selling that because they were making you believe that you're going to see people actually get murdered. And I think it was fake. I don't even think it was real. It was like set up scenes and stuff. But I always remember there's like, I mean, I don't know if all of it was fake, but there's like this one scene where these Americans go to, I don't know if they're in Cambodia or someplace, some foreign country, right? And the restaurant puts like a monkey's head, like somehow they lock a monkey like in a cage, and his head is sticking up through the middle of the table. I don't mean to laugh because it's not funny at all. And it's literally like a dinner game. They give these patrons sitting around the table a wooden mallet, and they like hit the monkey in the head with the wooden mallet and pass it around. Oh, here, wife, it's your turn to hit the monkey in the head with the wooden mallet so its eyes will pop out of its head onto our plates. I mean, it's really, I mean, we live in a sick society, guys. I think the worst thing you could do is hurt a dog or a monkey. Probably a dog and a monkey are like the worst things that you can abuse as far as animals go. Maybe a cat as well. I don't like cats, though. I'm going to say dog, monkey, 1 and 2. But, yeah, man, Death, The Final Journey. All right, so oddly enough, before I went to that pawn shop and found Mad Max, the anthology, this dope-ass pickup, I found this at Goodwill. So now this is going to go away in a giveaway on my channel. Probably when I reach 400 subscribers, I'm going to go ahead and do a subscriber giveaway. And so this was what? $1.99. It's factory sealed. It's got the Road Warrior, which I believe is the second movie in the franchise. And then it's got Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, which would be the third. And then Fury Road is the fourth. The first one's going to be Mad Max. So yeah, man, pretty cool. Double feature right there. I felt like I couldn't put words together at the beginning of this video, and I was going to start over, but we're going to power through. Starting to catch my groove here. All right, now, this is my first pickup yesterday morning. Summer of Sam. This is a 1999 release about the serial murders by David Berkowitz in the summer of '77 in New York. This was directed by Spike Lee, stars John Leguizamo, Adrian Brody, I think Mira Sorvini, if I'm saying that right. I didn't write. Let me see if I can see on the back of it. Yeah, Mira Sorvino. Excuse me there. So this was in New York. So it's based upon the murderer, but it kind of focuses a lot more on these fictional characters, which is John Leguizamo, his character, and Adrian Brody's character, and the lady that I just mentioned. So it's in this Italian neighborhood in New York, and I don't know what Spike Lee and Italians do the right thing. He focused on the Italians, so I guess probably in New York, Spike Lee grew up in neighborhoods that were, you know, Italians were in a certain part of the neighborhood and the blacks were in a certain part of the neighborhood. I think that's what it is, to be honest with you. So David Berkowitz, so he's like, during the summer of '77, like he went on this killing spree. I think he used like a .45 caliber gun. He'd just go shoot you in your car, shoot you if you're making out in your car and stuff. He'd like shoot you and your girlfriend. And yeah, man, he claimed that I don't know if it was a Rottweiler, but some black dog just kept on barking and stuff, and it drove him crazy, and the dog started telling him to kill people. Real psychopath. But I haven't seen this in a long time, guys, but if I remember correctly, I think it was pretty good, man. I like some of Spike Lee's work. Obviously, Do the Right Thing, as I previously mentioned. And what else does Spike Lee do that I like? Does Spike Lee do White Men Can't Jump, or am I mixing directors up? I can't remember now. But anyway, yeah. SOS, Summer of Sam. Or maybe it was a .44 caliber. Yeah, .44 caliber. Let me see. Says the heat is soaring to record heights. Blackouts are filling the streets with looters, and the murders of a man who calls himself the Son of Sam are gripping the giant city in fear. As friends in a small Italian neighborhood become obsessed with the idea that the Son of Sam is someone nearby, the madman's fearsome plague of terror becomes a catalyst that prompts relationships to fall apart and trust to disintegrate into dread. So, yeah. So I look forward to checking that out. And this was cool because I have this on DVD, this set. So now I can get rid of that. And so this is a Paranormal 3-movie collection. 1, 2, and 3. By the way, part 1, I know a friend of a friend of a friend that knows a friend that I believe knows a friend of another friend that actually thinks that Paranormal, the first movie, is the greatest horror movie of all time. Now, of course, I have to be far disassociated with anyone that would think that. So, of course, I don't know this person personally. But yeah, that's his thought on that. Now, listen, I have nothing against the Paranormal Activity franchise. I think the first one's a good movie. I like a lot of the other movies. A lot of people give this series hate, and for the wrong reason. They feel like there's no continuity, but really, this has a lot of continuity, believe it or not. I mean, there's like, what, 8, 9 films now? And if you watch them, if you marathon them, which I've done in the last couple of years, except for the new one, the next of kin one I have not watched, but you will see a lot of continuity in these movies, which is really cool. Let me see. The first movie was a 2007 movie. It was shot with a video camera on tripods and whatnot, so there was no need for a camera crew, which I think is really cool. It was written, directed, and produced by Oren Peli. There was no script at all. only an outline for the actors to improvise, which is the same thing that was done in the Blair Witch Project. So I thought that was really, really cool. Yeah, man, cool franchise. Look forward to going back and checking this out in the next year or two, watching all the movies again. And I think they're all on separate disc. It's a problem when you get stuff like at Dollar Tree. They pile everything onto one disc. So you have 3 discs there, which is really nice. And my Paranormal DVD set is kind of big too, the box set. So that'll free up some space. As you can see, guys, I'm starting to collect a lot of Blu-rays. By the way, I have some Amazon Prime, 3 Amazon Prime movies I'm excited to unbox for you guys, or unpackage. Get another sip of Starbucks. All right, when I was a kid, I loved spaghetti westerns. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to start getting back into spaghetti westerns. You know, so I found this at a pawn shop. I paid $1 for this. It's got 2. I'm not going to say they're classics because I've never seen them before. But, no, actually, no, I'm wrong. I did watch 2 movies. So I watched 4 movies for this video. I watched The Last Gun. Listen, it's no The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, guys. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good for what it was. Probably the only problem I had with... I started to watch the beginning of the other movie. So we have The Last Gun, $4 of a Revenge. It sounds to me like they dubbed the voices for some reason in these movies. And I don't know if that's something to do with these Italian directors. I think this was an Italian-Spanish co-production. So I don't know if that's something that's common or whatever. But it sounded like the voices were dubbed, which is kind of... It took me a while to get used to that. But The Last Gun, it was a cool story. There was like gold coming into the town from some bank was taking gold to this town, and these outlaws came in and started, you know, hanging out in the town, you know, bullying people and acting a fool and stuff, and hanging out there waiting for this gold to get there. So there was a sheriff in town that wasn't putting up with that. And then there was this masked guy who came out of nowhere and started causing problems and stuff, and no one knew who the masked guy was. You find that out at the end. It was pretty cool, man. Not bad at all. I'm definitely going to start collecting spaghetti westerns again, and I'll be checking out $4 of Revenge really soon here. Let me see. 60, 120. And The Last Gun was 126 minutes. I didn't even realize that. So it had to be good to hold my attention for all that time. All right, I normally don't show off too much of the stuff that I flip, guys. But this is in the box, so I guess I'll just show it off. Found this at a resale shop on the way home from my new job. And this is the 9-disc collection, the original award-winning classic, The World at War. Little Blu-ray box set right there. Paid $5 for that. I think this sells for like $50. So that was a hell of a find right there. And I think this is the last couple of movies, and then we'll get into the 3 packages here. So these are the last pickups here. These are green sticker. I think these are the only green stickers, and I got these for 50% off. They were $3 each, so I paid $1.50 for these movies. First up, we have Happy Death Day. This is a 2017 Blumhouse production. It's essentially Groundhog's Day meets a modern day slasher. That's what it is. It was directed by Christopher Landon, who wrote Disturbia, Paranormal Activity 2, 3, and 4, and he directed Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, which I really enjoyed. So definitely there's some pedigree right there. And also, he did Happy Death Day 2, which I have not seen yet, and Freaky, which I saw at the movie theater with my family, actually. And he also did Scott's Guide to a Zombie Apocalypse. Now, Jessica Roth probably is the #1 selling point to this movie. I mean, she rocks in this movie. She was absolutely amazing in the movie. I thought she was funny, pretty, delivered lines real cleanly. I mean, I just thought she did great in it. Glad to hear that she's in part 2. I am interested in seeing that. Not sure why I haven't seen that yet. But, yeah, it's a fun movie. It's not anything amazing, but it's a decent flick, man. It's shelf-worthy in my opinion. And then this is an interesting one. So, all right. So Carrie, in case you guys don't know, which I think came out in, 1976, is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Obviously, a Stephen King adaptation from the book. And so when I heard about this one, I've seen part 2, by the way. There's 4 movies, okay? There's part 2, and I think there's another remake that came out in 2003, I want to say. And I think this one, which is basically a shot-for-shot remake, guys. I am not lying. This is a 2013 film that stars Chloe Grace Moretz, and Julianne Moore plays her mother. And this is directed by Kimberly Pierce, who co-wrote and directed Boys Don't Cry. You guys remember it was based upon a true story where the boy that dressed up like he was a girl ended up getting raped and killed. So yeah, interesting thing about this, or no, this part's not interesting, but the part that who he wanted to play the role was kind of interesting. So Stephen King was quoted saying, "Why even make this movie?" Which I get that. I understand that, especially it being a shot-for-shot remake. But he wanted, for some reason, Lindsay Lohan to play the role of Carrie in this movie. Now, I'm glad she didn't. I thought Chloe Grace Moretz did a really good job, to be honest with you. Now, I will say something about this movie right now, guys. Make sure you watch the alternate ending version of this movie. The original ending of this movie sucks. So if you watch the original OG Carrie, you know at the end of that movie, that bloody hand reaches up from the grave and scares the shit out of everyone. Well, that does not even happen in the shot-for-shot remake. They leave it out for some reason. And all that happens is her tombstone just cracks in half. It's such a bullshit ending, such a cop-out. But without giving too much up, if you watch the alternate ending, that hand does show its face, but it does not come out of the ground. That's all I'm going to say, guys. So, yeah, man. I mean, this is good for a newer generation, I guess, to see this movie. By the way, I can't remember her name, but whoever plays the coach in this movie, I really, really liked her in the movie. Yeah, man, really liked her. You know what? Okay, now I thought I forgot to show you guys a movie, but it's actually one of the unpackaging that I'm going to do. But, you know, the first 20 minutes of the movie, I was going to tell you guys this is an absolute miss. Do not watch the movie. But I think Chloe did some cool stuff in the movie. I thought that she was good in it. I thought Julianne Moore was good in it. I thought the coach was really good in it. And overall, I mean, even though it was shot for shot, I think it was, so I never read the book, but there was a lot more of her studying telekinesis in the library in this one than the original. They were showing her do a lot more telekinesis in the beginning. The problem with this movie, to me, was there was too much of her using her powers at the beginning of the movie. The original Carrie, it slow burned. So when she went crazy at the prom, it was so effing effective. This one, she's like doing it throughout the movie, which I think was a big mistake. And so that's the problem I had with it. Would I recommend it? If you're a fan of the franchise, sure, why not? It pales in comparison to the original, but it's not a bad movie. All right, done with all that stuff. Now, I'm gonna look. I think I need to clear some space up on the phone, and then we'll get to the unpackaging here. All right, guys, this video is running along as all my videos do, so let's get to the 3 unpackagings. This one's already opened. I couldn't help myself. I hadn't watched this movie in a long time, and so I had to unbox it last night and check it out. I've been watching a lot of movies lately, guys. So this is a movie that I originally saw at the movie theater back in 2019. Yes, it was a 2019 release, Brightburn. A movie that I really, really enjoyed, guys. So, first off, I want to say that I have the biggest crush on Elizabeth Banks, who's the mother in this movie. So, if you do come across this video, Elizabeth, go ahead and leave a comment below, and maybe we can exchange emails and exchange numbers, and, you know, possibly we can go on a date. How about that? All right, guys. I know I've said this 100 times. I do not run out to the theater for Marvel movies, for DC movies. I'm just not that guy. It's not that I hate those movies, but I'm not the biggest fan. But I have to say, I am really starting to become a fan of superhero, supervillain movies not in that Marvel DC universe that are origin films. And that's basically what this is. It is really, it's basically the Superman story where, you know, it doesn't say it in the movie, but obviously, you know, a ship crashes and a baby's in the ship. A family finds the baby and raises the baby. The same story as Superman. And I think even in the Superman, like some of the comic books, they explored Superman being an evil character, if I remember correctly. So basically this is a kid starts to, and I like the dichotomy of this movie. It's like, you know, it's hard enough to raise children as it is. So this mom and this dad is raising this son, and he's becoming rebellious. So in a normal situation, that's tough as it is, right, guys? But if your son can pick up a car and throw it across a field, then it's a really, really bad situation. So, yeah, man, I like this one, man. I really feel like this movie has a lot of CGI in it, but the CGI is done so seamlessly and so well that it doesn't bother me at all. Like, there's a scene where the young kid who's the, you know, the super, I guess, villain in the making, shatters like the fluorescent lights in the restaurant, and the glass ends up going in this lady's eye that he eventually kills, and she's pulling the glass out of her retina, and you know it's fake, but it doesn't look bad at all. I thought the CGI is really, really well done in this. This is a James Gunn production, or he was a producer on this movie, so maybe it has something to do with that. I know he's got a good reputation in Hollywood for his production. And so, yeah, man, Brightburn. Yeah, James Gunn did Guardian of the Galaxy. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed this one. I want to see. I'm really hoping that they make this a series and they do another one of these movies, because I'd look forward to seeing the second movie for sure. What am I trying to say? You know, it doesn't have to be a trilogy or anything like that, but I would like to see more from this movie, to see it when he gets a little bit older, and maybe another character, like a superhero, like a mix mash, maybe from the Marvel universe, comes and tries to stop him. I don't know, just thinking off the top of my head here. But yeah, man, really cool flick, man. I like it. I don't know what else to say about it. And we have here Friday the 13th 3D. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Just in case you guys did not watch the DVDs, Nuts and Popcorn podcast, where we ranked all of the Friday the 13th movies, this is my second, well, at least for now, this is my second favorite Friday the 13th movie in the entire franchise. I absolutely love this movie. I don't know. There's really no reason to even open this. And this video is running so long, so I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm going to do it. All right, fuck it. I'm not going to do it. There's not going to be any paperwork in it. All right, guys. So obviously this is the movie where the hockey mask is introduced. And, you know, I said this on the live stream. This, to me, like the Friday the 13th series, a lot of the kills that Jason does is really kind of planned out. I don't want to say planned out, but real methodical, if that makes any sense. This is the first time in the franchise that I feel like he absolutely goes on a murder spree. You know, from the moment that you see him in that iconic shot where he's in front of the lake or in front of the barn, staring off at the lake at the girl I think she's trying to fish the wallet out of the lake. And you see him, that iconic shot where you first see the hockey mask, which, you know, is the reason why the movie made so many sequels after that, obviously. And he does that harpoon shot. I mean, he just goes on a murderous rampage after that. You know, you have the kill where one of my favorite kills, it might even be top 2, if not my favorite kill in the franchise, the upside down walk, where the guy's walking upside down, drinking a beer upside down, the machete shot to the private area. That's just such an amazing shot. You have the where he squeezes the guy's face and the eyeball flies out. You have the fire poker through the girl. I love the final girl in this movie. I think she's really cool, man. Beautiful woman. She's tough as nails. And, yeah, man, I don't want to talk too much more about this movie because we're running long in this video, but this is definitely one of the best horror movies of all time. Friday the 13th is my favorite franchise of all time. It used to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but after watching all these movies, I realized this is the top dog. Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D, man. So good, man. I just love it. Now for actually my favorite, at least it was then when we did the ranking, my favorite Friday the 13th movie in the franchise. Oh shoot, I forgot we have 2 movies in here. Holy crap, I forgot all about that. All right, cool. We have Friday the 13th Part 2. All right, first of all, I just want to say, the machete kill to the guy's face in the wheelchair is at least top 3 kills of all time in the franchise. Possibly top 2. I just love that machete shot to the face. I love the final girl in this movie. The score, every sound effect is like top notch in this movie. I feel like the score really hit its stride in this movie. Like I said, I love the final girl. I talked about this in the stream. There's a scene where she's hiding under the bed. Obviously, this is a sack-faced Jason, which is not my favorite Jason, obviously, of the franchise, but it's still my favorite movie. And there's this one scene where the final girl is under the bed, hiding from Jason. Jason's walking through the house looking for her. A rat rolls up under the bed. She's terrified of the rat, but she can't scream because Jason's there. So it's like this double conundrum, right? And then they do this overhead shot, and you can see urine filling up the floor behind the bed. That she's pissing all over herself. Such a classic shot. I love it when she tries to act like Jason's mother. That's a classic scene in the movie. But yeah, man, my favorite Friday the 13th of all the Friday the 13th movies, Part 2. Another movie that we did, or another franchise that we did a live stream on DVDs, Nuts, and Popcorn podcast on this YouTube channel right here, in case you guys don't know. And apparently a lot of you guys don't know. Halloween 2. This was my second favorite Halloween movie of the whole entire franchise. I love the hospital scene in this movie. It's such a great set piece. And I feel like Michael Myers is the most terrifying in this movie as he is in the whole entire franchise. It's absolutely brutal, some of the kills. He's so menacing in this movie. Obviously, Jamie Lee Curtis is back in this one. Jamie Lee Curtis is a little ridiculous. Like, she's fumbling all over herself. She's so she's so hurt and crawling on the ground, and like she's just so pathetic in this movie. But Michael Myers is the star of this movie without a doubt. And yeah, it's a lot of cool scenes in it, and a lot of cheesiness too, man. It's a classic. All right, guys, thanks for checking out the video. That's all the physical media that I picked up recently. And so we're at 320 subscribers right now. I really want to get to 500. When I get to 400, we'll go ahead and do a giveaway. But I really want to get to 500, guys, because I love having a community page. Once I get a community page, I'll post stuff on the community page every single day. And I think that'll be really cool. Can't wait to get a community page. So let's get to 500 subscribers, guys. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Good luck out there on the hunt, finding whatever physical media that you're looking for. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. All right, guys, peace out.